I'll bet that through the lineage that you can trace in your own family, no doubt your ancestors left behind poverty in their old countries to settle in places of opportunity, like in St. Louis, in St. Charles, a place like this. I know in my own family, the Sheerans, an Irish Catholic family, many, many years ago, generations ago, escaping the poverty of the hunger back in Ireland, they came to the US and they began as farmers in Minnesota. And one of the great somebodies in our family, when he died, they called him the old pioneer. I think that was kind of instilled in me through that bloodline, a pioneering spirit. This exceptional country was built by the disconnected and the dispossessed, kind of the underdogs who sought to escape poverty and a lack of opportunity and come here, people who were fleeing oppression. We are a nation of the little guys who started out small and humble, and we built the most exceptional nation on earth. This is America. This is America, and I'm proud to share this with you, where we are always proud of America. In good times and in bad, we are proud of our country. It was the unleashed power and creative energy of freedom-loving men and women who carved this nation out of a wilderness. They used places like Missouri as the jumping-off point for their journey. Here was the gateway to the American West. This is our frontier tradition. From here, steps would be taken towards our God-ordained destiny for good. Now, I'm an Alaskan, and up there, it's not an easy living, but it's a good living. And it's not, and Dana alluded a little bit to that. Shoot, I was chopping firewood before we got on the airplane to make this trip, and I was thinking, man, when I get back home, I'm gonna be doing the same thing to thaw out the kids. You know, it's cold up there, and just sort of as a way of survival up there, you have to be independent, you have to have work ethic, and you have to kind of still have within you that pioneering spirit that built America. The snow will start flying soon in that huge state of ours called Alaska. Let me digress again a little bit and talk about Alaska and what it is that we have up there. Alaska is huge. So when I talk in our little sister state called Texas, when I go there to speak, we're 2.5 times the size of Texas. And I talk about the 5 different geological and geographical regions of Alaska. We have rainforests, we have permanent tundra that's frozen year-round. We have such a diversion of topography up there and minerals. We have hundreds of trillions of cubic feet of natural gas. And we have billions and billions of barrels of oil that are warehoused underground in Anwar. We have minerals that are still untouched because of wacko environmentalists who would rather see us rely on foreign sources of energy, essentially funding some of our enemies, trying to purchase energy sources from them, when we, in your sister state of Alaska, we're sitting on the resources that America needs and could use today. We just need the political will in order to develop these responsibly. That's right, drill baby drill. And it was President Lincoln and his cabinet, his Secretary of State, William Seward, he recognized this territory called Alaska all those years ago. He recognized some of our resources. At the time, it was waterways, it was transportation corridors, it was our strategic location on the globe, it was fisheries. He recognized back then how Alaska could someday help secure our union because of our location and because of our resources. And now it is a matter of the federal government living up to its end of the bargain. As we finally became a union member about 50 years ago, we said, let us develop those God-given resources and we won't be reliant on the federal government in order to fund the state of Alaska. But the federal government hasn't lived up to its promises yet because they still lock up our lands. Less than 1% of Alaskan lands are even in the private sector's hands. Between state, federal, native corporation, different government ownership. It's ridiculous. It's America's Fort Knox. That's what's waiting for you up there in Alaska if we're allowed to drill this. And there will come a time soon when Alaska will be able to fulfill its destiny. I believe there is a time coming where Alaska will help secure our union. It will be tapping our resources, and somehow, some way, I believe that it's providential, even that strategic location. Yes, you can see Russia from Alaska. You can. You can swim between the two land masses even. Alaska will be able to help secure the Union. You guys know the most northern state in the Union, right? It's Alaska. The most western state is Alaska. The most eastern state is Alaska. You read your trivia, just like my dad, a school teacher. He used to teach us that trivia all the time. So there are uniquenesses about where I am from and what it is that I believe has been instilled in me, in this recognition and appreciation for what God has created for mankind's use, responsible use. And I'm very proud to get to be on a national stage to talk about the resources that we have there. But just being very close to an independent and pioneering spirit that is Alaska, I believe that that is the optimistic, pioneering spirit of the American frontier that still, it animates our history and it defines the American